Some start at the age of 7 and work their way up to professional level, while others just like to play a family-friendly game in their backyard. Whether it's Little League, high school, college, or professional, American football has been a part of our society for a long time, and I believe that it's here to stay. Some people don't understand why anybody would want to be tackled to the ground, while others get a rush from it or even just watching it. Today I want to talk to you about the history of football, how it's played in today's society, and how it benefits and helps our economy and culture. So to start out, the history of football. People started to play football in the 1800s, maybe even a little bit earlier, but it comes from two sports in kind of combination, soccer and rugby. And so people would play the game and played it differently, but it wasn't until 1880 when a man from Yale named Walter Camp decided to set rules for American football. And it was during that time that people started playing around the nation the same exact way. The first professional football player's name was William Pudge Heffelfinger, and he was paid $500 in 1892 to play for a team called AAA. And that team won, which kind of started the whole process of having players be paid to play on your team. Obviously, players nowadays in the NFL are paid a lot more, but that is how it began. How is the game played? Well, it's split up into 15-minute quarters with a halftime in between. There are two teams that play against each other with 11 players on the field, and the players switch out when it's offense and defense. And the ultimate goal is to make it down the 120-yard field and make it into the end zone for a touchdown. And so they have 4 chances to do that in a 10-yard increment. And so once you make it past that 10-yard increment, you have 4 more chances to make it the next 10 yards, and so on and so forth. Obviously, you can move more yards past the 10-yard increments, but that is how many chances you have. Once you make it to the end zone, you get a touchdown, which is 6 points. And you have a chance to either have a 2-point conversion, which is where you run the ball into the end zone, or kick a field goal, which kind of looks like this, and you kick it in between the posts, and that is 1 point. So the ultimate goal obviously is to have the most points and to block the ball if you're on defense. But let's talk about its importance in our society. My family has grown up loving football. My dad's been a coach for 10 years. We've all been a part of different programs, especially the Little League program in our city. And it has really grown us closer as a family. I just remember on Saturdays spending all day long at the Little League fields. And that is the time when we got to spend as a family. It was really awesome. I know there's similar situations for different families. You become friends with the people on your team. You love to be around them most of the time. And sometimes they even become your family because you're with them so much. I think that's really a cool aspect of football and also different sports in our nation. So that's the ultimate thing, is it brings people together. It's an awesome sport, whether you're watching it, whether you're playing it. The economic benefits. Let's talk about professional football. In the NFL, in 2017, they made $14 billion. $7 billion of that was from fantasy football. The NFL commissioner Roger Goodell stated that he made a goal to have $25 billion in the next 10 years, which is probably attainable with how people are spending money nowadays. But it isn't cheap. There was a quote from a website, it's called pymnts.com, that states, once one gets to the NFL game, prices range from $60 to $300 a ticket. One can also count on spending $40 to $100 per person on food. And while tailgating is somewhat a cheaper option, the average NFL tailgate costs its hosts approximately $200 to put together. Close quote. That's a lot of money for our economy, and it's really awesome. Football, in my opinion, is a great game. It's meant to bring our families closer together, to have fun times across the nation. And I hope you learned something from my presentation. Whether or not you like football, I hope it was informative and helped you to understand it a little bit better and how it affects our society and economy. Thank you.